Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Doing fine? I hope so. A couple of days ago, I noticed very discreet details in one of Genshin Impact's most underrated characters, Amber. In fact, these kinds of questions intrigued me and made me want to find out more. For instance, have you ever wondered why Amber's parent bunny is named this way? Today I'm here to answer this and further questions about Amber. Now, before I get started, I'd like to say that this video is a pure theory of mine, as none of the information I'm about to tell you was ever confirmed by MiHoYo. This video, I am going to present you my findings on this Outrider based upon my further inspection of details and symbolism of the character that you might have never noticed. At first glance, Amber's appearance may seem too simple to have any impactful inspiration behind it. Her color scheme is not complicated at all, and her form and shape overall almost look like any other character from an anime-style game. In contrast to Xiao, Beidou, or even Razor, for example, where the inspiration behind their design is clear, in Amber's case, it is anything but that. So where did the ideas for Amber's design come from? To answer this question, we must take a look at history. And as a self-proclaimed historian myself, I immediately saw some similarities between Amber and one historical figure who lived 100 years prior to our time. I am talking about the Red Baron. But before you close this video while rolling your eyes, let me try to explain my point of view. After hearing my claim, you either had a reaction from before and lost a bit of interest in my theory, or you're asking yourself who this Red Baron actually is. And that is exactly where I'm going to start. Manfred von Richthofen, most famously known as the Red Baron, was a German World War I pilot, considered to be the best pilot who has ever lived, with 80 confirmed kills. He is called the ace of all aces, even to this day. Now, where are all the similarities between this legendary pilot and the legendary Outrider? Let us start from the beginning. In terms of the two characters' childhoods, there are not many similarities, and even their personalities are completely different, aside that both pilots are described as being extraordinarily courageous and ambitious. However, the truly interesting resemblance between Amber and Richthofen begin with Richthofen's war service, with the breakout of World War I. Richthofen began his military career as a cavalry reconnaissance. However, the cavalry saw little to no effect in this new industrialized war, and Richthofen's regiment was consequently dismounted. Richthofen's new tasks included being a field telephone operator and a dispatch runner, which bored him a lot. He quickly grew interested in the first ever service-ready airplanes at the time and quickly joined the German Air Force. How is he anything like Amber, you might ask? As far as we know, Amber always served as an outrider for the Knights of Favonius, and it is unclear whether she has ever ridden a horse before. Instead of looking at Amber, let us look at the word outrider itself, though. The Oxford Dictionary defines this term as a person who rides a motorcycle or a horse in front of or beside the vehicle of an important person in order to give protection. If I didn't know Genshin Impact and you would give me this definition to attribute to either Amber or the Red Baron, I would give it to Richthofen. Or perhaps it is possible that before the Outriders used gliders, they rode on horses. Furthermore, just like the Red Baron, Amber seems to be passionate about flying, mentioning it many times in her voiced lines. However, what's even more interesting is that she loves hunting as well, and describes herself as being very good at it. And guess who was also pretty good at hunting? That's right, the Red Baron. Just like the Red Baron was the ace of all aces, Amber is the gliding champion of Mondstadt, or Mondstadt, whatever you want to call it. Speaking of which, Mondstadt was inspired by Germany, so that's another aspect supporting my theory. Finally, I believe that I have stated all the similarities between both characters' personality and backstory, so it's time to move to a new category. Amber's design. The most obvious thing about it is that Amber was clearly inspired by a pilot. She wears a pilot-like uniform and pilot goggles, and they're red. Now, as far as the visual aspect goes, that's all I could find. Well, there are the two stars Amber wears on her belt, and after further research, I didn't find any symbolism that connected it to the Red Baron. The only three things I could think of were the symbolism of the star, which didn't give me much satisfaction regarding Amber, the Star of Ishtar, but that didn't sound right either, and the Pour le Mérite. Now I admit that this one is a bit of a stretch, but I decided to keep it in the video either way. The Pour le Mérite, informally known as the Blue Max, was the highest German-Prussian military honor of the Red Baron's time, which was awarded to him in 1917. It had the form of a blue star with four golden eagles between each arm. The star on Amber's belt does look like the blue star of said merit, but in gold instead. I am not saying that those exact two stars were given to her as an honor, but instead serve Amber as just an accessory. That is all. As far as Amber's design goes, that's all I could find. However, more similarities between the two can still be found in two more character aspects. More precisely, Baron Bunny and Amber's weapon. Firstly, the most obvious, Baron Bunny's name. It has the word Baron in it. Not to mention that the design itself also follows the theme of a pilot who wears red. Secondly, the least obvious, Amber's weapon and attacks. As a weapon, she wields a bow. Despite that the bow Amber is seen using when you get her on the gacha pool is called Hunter's Bow, her attacks and vision have a very interesting connection with the Red Baron when combined with Amber's weapon. When a plane fired its guns during the Great War, the first thing you would see would be blasts of light coming from its muzzle like literal fire, similar to when Amber prepares her power-charged attack. Furthermore, when Amber activates her elemental burst, she's seen firing to the air as countless power-charged arrows fall from the sky soon after. As it is record, the Red Baron would commonly attack from the high sky while firing at his enemies below. Hey, this is the end of the video. If you got this far, then that means I entertained you. And if I entertained you, then I think you should consider leaving a like and subscribe. Oh, and if you would be so kind, please share this video with other people you know who you think would like this as well. Oh, that reminds me, I also do art. If you're interested in that, you should check out my social media where I share all my art. All the links for that are in the description. I have Instagram, Twitter, and Pixiv as well for the more spicier drawings, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I hope to see you there. Take care.